Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. The Lloydminster Salvation Army is looking to expand their current space and is in need of the community's help. The Salvation Army runs numerous programs out of their current location and help many community members, but recently they brought forward their proposed building project with the plan to expand their building.
So that we can move our food bank into that area and give us more space to work. But also right in the meantime, we are also in need of like storage, some type of storage that we can store some non-perishable items in as well. We're limited in our present building, but we're looking outside. But we're also trying to find something that's not going to cost us a lot of money as well.
Even though they aren't sure how much the expansion will cost just yet, if the community wants to help out, they can donate to the Salvation Army.
If people want to make a donation financial donation towards our building fund, they're free to drop into our office to do that. That would be greatly appreciated. We're not quite sure what it's going to cost us right now, but building is not cheap.
You can visit the Salvation Army's Facebook page for more information. The Lloydminster Youth Council and the city have officially entered into a formal partnership to enhance youth mentorship and volunteerism in the city. Mayor Albers, along with Youth Council Chair Riley Wood, signed the agreement in council chambers. In the agreement, the city commits to providing the Youth Council with $7,500 in annual funding, $3,000 of in-kind access to city facilities, and 120 hours of administrative support. Wood says the council has been working towards an agreement with the city since the Youth Council was formed 6 years ago.
For this to finally happen is huge. Like, it means more to us than anything. It means that, the council this year, we can really expand, we can grow, we can do all of these amazing things that we have planned. We're super excited to share and get out there, and this just makes it easier.
The Youth Council has worked to support vulnerable residents, especially when it comes to drug and substance abuse. The council has a goal of empowering youth to speak up and actively take an interest in the Lloydminster community.
We're an influential generation. We are a group of youth that, we want to see these changes in our community. We want to make them happen. We go out there and make them happen.
The Youth Council is still accepting applications until September 15th, with a swearing-in planned for September 27th. September is a big month for the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Lloydminster, and tomorrow they're holding a charity barbecue. For more, we go to Tate Laycraft.
Joining me this afternoon from the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Lloydminster is their Director of Service Delivery, and she's here to talk about some upcoming events, including a charity barbecue that's taking place tomorrow afternoon. Jacqueline Weed, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having us.
So diving right into the barbecue tomorrow, can you just give people a little bit of a rundown on what they can expect?
Right, so tomorrow is actually, she's having a grand opening at Go To Athletic Therapy, and she approached us and said, would you like to do a barbecue to, in conjunction with her grand opening, kind of to kick it off. So we will be there tomorrow from 11 to 2. And it's by donation. So that means people just come down, they make a donation, whatever they feel they'd like to pay for lunch, and we'll make them lunch.
For people who are maybe unfamiliar with you guys, could you just maybe speak to the services that events like this help support?
Right. So any fundraising that we do in the community supports our mentoring program. So what we do is we match children from the community whose parents have felt that they could benefit from having an additional positive role model in their lives with a screened and trained adult volunteer. And so then those volunteers, we have a couple different programs, but in our Big Brother, Big Sister program, they go out in the community and do things that interest both of them. So they might play soccer at the park, they might go for a walk, they might, now that COVID has loosened restrictions a bit, they might be able to spend time at the volunteer's house doing baking. Obviously, our matches have looked a bit different in the last year and a half with COVID, but we have had the opportunity to create some new matches. We've had some new families join us, and we've still found a way for everyone to get together.
And what else have you guys got going on in September? I saw you have a toy drive that's coming up this weekend.
So it's actually Big Brother, Big Sister month, which ties nicely into all of these things that people have asked us to do. So as part, the Bordertown Hog Owners Group, they do a toy run every year. And we are one of the recipients, along with Kids Sport and the Youth Center, who receive some of the proceeds from this event. And so people can register to ride ride their motorcycle in the event. There's a pancake breakfast on Saturday morning in support of it, and then there's a cabaret in the evening as well. And so the proceeds from that are split between the charities, which we're very thankful for. It's been going on for over 10 years, and we are just happy to be a part of it every year. So we do have some things going on in the community. As part of Big Brother, Big Sister month, we're also recruiting new mentors. Our waiting list continues to grow. And we would love to be able to provide the supports to the families that are interested in having them.
Thanks so much for your time, Jacqueline.
Now our Shelby Clark will take a first look at your weather forecast. Thanks so much, Jasmine. Now taking a first look at your weather forecast for here in the border city, we are sitting at 22 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud there, and a little bit more sunnier today than we were seeing a little bit last week. So we are going to be warming up a bit this week that I think everyone is hoping to see as we are going through September. So hopefully everybody is enjoying this nice weather throughout this week. But we'll be taking a look at temperatures across the region here. On the Alberta side, Lac-La-Biche is at 21 degrees as well as St. Paul. The rest of these places are seeing 22 degrees right now. Edmonton's a couple degrees cooler at that 20-degree mark, and Wainwright and Provost are at 23 degrees. Now over on this side here, Isla Crosse is at 20 degrees, while Green Lake is at 21, as well as in St. Walburg. Pierceland and Meadow Lake are at 22 degrees. Maidstone's a bit warmer, they're at 24 degrees, and Macklin's at 22, while North Battleford is at 23. But speaking of North Battleford, overnight they will be seeing a low of 6 degrees with a lot more clear skies, but they will be warming up a lot tomorrow there at that 26-degree mark there with a lot more cloud coverage, but they will be seeing warmer temperatures than they did see today. Now over in Cold Lake overnight, they will be seeing a little bit more cloud coverage there with a low of 7 degrees, but tomorrow they will be warming up as well to 26, but they will be seeing a little bit more sun. And now looking at the school day forecast for kids here tomorrow, 8 a.m. they'll be starting off a bit warm there at 10 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud when they head to school there. And at recess, they'll be seeing a lot warmer with 16 degrees with a lot more sun. But by the time it will be lunch and heading out of school, it will be warming up to around 22, 24 degrees there with a little mix of some sun and cloud. And now taking a look at our 3-day forecast for here in the border city. On Wednesday, we'll be seeing a high of 25 with a lot more cloud coverage and a low of 8. But Thursday, we'll be seeing our warmest temperature there with a high of 28 and a low of 12. So we are definitely seeing some warmer temperatures this week here with a mix of some sun and cloud on Thursday. And Friday, we'll be cooling down just a bit there, though, with a high of 18 and a low of 13. So hopefully we will pick it back up for next weekend with a mix of some sun and cloud on Friday. That's our first look at your weather forecast. I have more news coming up after the break. Welcome back. A Canadian company has developed a liquid plant-based egg, which has recently hit store shelves. Jillian Code has more.
I'm Local News. I'm joined by Ahmed Yeya. He is a co-founder and CEO of Nabati Foods. Now, Ahmed, you guys have released a plant-based egg. It's a little bit different than others we see on the market right now. What can you tell me about this product?
What we're talking about is a liquid plant-based egg, or plant-based liquid egg, you could say. Just like you buying liquid eggs from the store, and you can get egg whites or whole egg that is mixed up or scrambled liquid, and that's basically the same thing.
So this would just be a direct substitute for, omelets or baking or things like that.
Exactly. We developed it to be completely plant-based, so no animal products in it. It is free from common allergens. It's soy-free and gluten-free, just like a regular egg. And you would use it in making scrambled eggs or omelet or baking. Yeah, just like a regular egg.
Awesome. So I know that there are some, plant-based egg alternatives that are already out there. What's different about your guys' product?
So it's really targeting flexitarians. And even though there's a lot of other egg alternatives there, most of them are powdered. So this is not something that the consumer has to prepare and mix at home. They just open the cap and squeeze the bottle out product. There are some very few liquid eggs. They're not yet in Canada, as long as I'm aware, but they are coming into the country. And how we're different is that ours, again, is free of soy and gluten and common allergens. Our product is made with lupin protein and pea protein. So we grow peas here and lupins as well. So that's our product, even though it is something very unique. What we're going for is it's made Canadian. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so by avoiding these allergens, I'm guessing it kind of makes it more, I guess, accessible for people who might have allergens but want to try the plant-based egg.
Exactly. Yeah. And just like a regular egg, it's about 100 calories a serving, and a serving is like a third of a cup. It has 6 grams of protein, 2 grams fiber, no cholesterol. It's fortified with vitamins and minerals, just like an egg. So, yeah.
And so what went into the creation of this product?
It was a really significant development. It took us about 2 years to develop this product. And we wanted to create something that would help transition consumers away from eggs. Our mission really is to make animal agriculture obsolete for environmental as well as animal welfare reasons, and it's really better for the consumer in the end. But we spend time putting the specs, how we want the product, how we would like it to be in terms of when we go to market, consumer experience, cooking the product, and so on. And we started from there, developing and looking at different proteins, how they react, how they work with in terms of creating this product. And yeah, it was just basically like rocket science. It was. Yeah, it was something very different than just making like meat alternatives or cheese alternatives. It was not easy. There was a lot of R&D involved in this product. Yeah.
And so let's say someone's on the fence about trying a plant-based product. What would you say to them to maybe convince them to try your product?
I think it's really important for people to give this a try, whether you're open to it or to vegan foods or not. This is more about plant-based. It's giving an option to the consumer to it's a free choice to choose eggless and try something that you might like. I've had people that aren't flexitarians or don't eat plant-based foods and try it, and they thought, funny enough, they thought it was better than eggs. And it was a family, like the whole family, like kids and everybody. So it's kind of very interesting to feedback. So I really encourage everybody to give it a try. I think this is very unique. We're first Canadian company to do this, 4th in the world. So hey, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Supporting Canadian and trying something new. I like that mentality.
We literally have requests from several countries. Like we've gotten requests for the product from Japan, South Korea, Singapore, Switzerland, Israel, Italy. Like it's very interesting, and I think this is a huge thing for us. And I do hope that Canadians do support us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Almond, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now we'll take a look at your egg prices. October 20th, 2019. This was the last game the Lakeland College women's soccer team played, where they lost it 2-1 to Keano College. After nearly 2 years of rest, the Rustlers are back on the pitch, and as Evan Kenny tells us, have crafted a recipe for success.
After nearly 2 years off, the Lakeland Rustlers have a new look, one that head coach Leith Matlick is more than excited for.
I'm very confident again in the squad we have. We're gonna, I think, play a very good style, and I think it'll have success. Again, 2 weeks. I think we're right where we need to be, and I'm very excited for what's gonna happen.
Rustlers fans may not recognize the team, but they will recognize the talent. 2 of the 18 players are returning for their 3rd year, while 5 others follow up on their rookie seasons.
So just to be part of like the family and to be supportive of one another, and to just have people also there for me and have my back in times of need too. Some of the first years have stepped up, which is nice, in second years, but definitely one of the most too, as I'm a goalkeeper, so there has to be some leadership and stuff going on also there, so which helps a bit too.
While the players are new to Lloydminster, the chemistry follows from another Saskatchewan city. 10 players come from the Saskatchewan Junior Huskies program, including team captain Mia Adjaritas.
That respect, that player to captain respect is all still there, and they're like my family. We're all a big family, and so there was no struggle to transition, which was really nice.
I honestly say I love the girls over there. They're amazing. They're great people and great players to begin with. I think we're gonna have a really good season.
The Rustlers will also be strong on the defensive side of the ball, something the team lacked in 2019. The team gave up 50 goals in just 12 games, second last in the ACAC North and third last in the entire league.
We've worked a lot on the defensive side of things. We have our high press and our low press, I think, pretty down pat.
Our back line is really strong, so no issues there.
Yes, defensively, very strong, man. Very, very strong. I'm very excited about that.
The Rustlers' first regular season game will be at home on September 18th versus Grand Prairie Regional College. Evan Kenny, Primetime Local Sports.
Now Shelby Clark will take another look at your weather forecast. Thanks so much, Jasmine. Now taking a second look at your weather forecast here, we'll be starting off with taking a look at temperatures across central Alberta and Saskatchewan here. On the Alberta side, Athabasca is at 21 degrees, as well as Rocky Mountain House. Edson and Edmonton are sitting at that 20-degree mark, while Jasper's a bit warmer at 23, and Whitecourt's at 19, while Red Deer is at 22. Now over on the Saskatchewan side here, Meadow Lake and Prince Albert at 22 degrees. Melfort's a bit cooler at 21, while North Battleford and Saskatoon are at that 23-degree mark. But taking a look at our northern region of the provinces here, Uranium City and Stony Rapids are at 17 and 16, so a little bit cooler in our northern regions. Wollaston Lake is a bit cooler. They're at 13 degrees. South End and Flin Flon are at 19 and 18, while the rest there are at 20 degrees. And now over on this side here, high level is at 22 degrees, while Peace River and Grand Prairie at 21. Fort McMurray and Fort Chipewyan are at 21 and 17 degrees. And now taking a look at our southern region here, a little bit warmer, a couple degrees warmer in most places. Up here, Lethbridge is at 24 degrees, and Medicine Hat is at 25. Banff and Coronation are seeing 23 degrees, and Calgary is at 22. Yorkton is seeing 23, as well as in Moose Jaw and Kindersley. Swift Current is seeing 24 degrees, and Estevan's the warmest. They're at 25, and Regina is at 22. But taking a look at temperatures overnight across the region now, we're cooling down just a little bit with most of our temperatures. Bonnyville, Provo, Smyrna, and Wainwright will be seeing a low of 8 degrees overnight, while Pearson will be seeing a low of 7, as well as in Paradise Hill. Unity will be seeing a low of 6 degrees, and Meadow Lake will be the coolest. They're seeing a low of 4, while Isla Cross will be seeing the warmest at a low of 10 degrees. But most places we'll be seeing more clear skies and some cloud coverage overnight. And now looking at temperatures tomorrow across the region, we'll be warming up most places a couple degrees warmer tomorrow, ranging from around 23 to 26 degrees, while Macklin and North Battleford are seeing that 26-degree mark, and Vermilion's a bit warmer there at 27 degrees tomorrow. But now taking a look at our 7-day forecast for in the border city, Wednesday we'll be seeing a mix of some sun and cloud with a lot more cloud coverage there, with a high of 25 degrees and a low of 8. Thursday, as we go on through the week, we'll be seeing our warmest with a high of 28 on Thursday, with a lot more sun peeking behind those clouds, and seeing a low of 12 degrees. So hopefully everybody's getting out there enjoying that nice weather while we can, going through fall, because it will be cooling down just a bit as we get through September going into October. Now on Friday next week, for the weekend, we'll be starting off with seeing a high of 18 and a low of 13 on Friday, with a mix of some sun and cloud. But as we start off the weekend, we'll be seeing a high of 19 on Saturday, with a lot more cloud coverage there, and a low of 6. And as we go through through the weekend, we'll be seeing a high of 18 on Sunday with a mix of some sun and cloud there and a low of 10. And as we start off next week, we'll be starting off a couple degrees cooler with a high of 19 on Monday with a lot more sun coming up behind those clouds. But we will be seeing around a 30% chance of precipitation on Monday. And Tuesday, we'll be seeing a high of 20 with a mix of sun and cloud. That's a second look at your weather forecast. We'll have more news coming up after the break. Now we will be taking a look at your pet pictures. You can submit your pictures to our Facebook page throughout the week for your chance to win a Pet Pad gift card on Friday.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm joined with Becca Lawrence from the Lloydminster and Community SPCA for this week's edition of Pet Project. Becca, how are we doing?
We're doing really good. How are you?
We're doing great over here. So, who's the guest of honor this week? Who are we speaking with?
The guest of honor today is Auntie Heather. So she came in as a stray from around Tolleby Lake. And so we had her on for a 3-day stray hold, and no one unfortunately came to reclaim her. So she's currently sticking around with us, but she's now up for adoption. She's spayed, has all of her vaccinations, and is basically ready to find that forever home.
Beautiful. And she looks like a very well-behaved dog. She looks like she's having fun in the SPCA yard there, just, bombing around, enjoying Mother Nature, as dogs usually do. So that's lovely. That's lovely. And how old do you think she is, Becca? Just, by guesstimates.
Yeah, we just by the teeth, obviously. We try to guess around. She's about 2 years old. She still has a lot of energy to burn. So she's still learning kind of that no jumping sort of thing. We were working on that before starting on camera today. But so she's a little jumpy. We kind of send off write-ups to our newspaper friends as well. And I just kind of recommended her to go to a home if there is kids, for them to be older, but really just because of that jumping and her manner training that she needs. But I really don't think that she would be an issue in any home. She loves anybody that wants to come and meet her. Sometimes she can be a little hesitant around her other animal friends, but I think if she found the right one, she would be good in a home with another animal.
So it sounds like a dog with, a lot of potential for a family, right? Like,
yes.
Obviously, if you're willing to put in the time to train her, as you do with most dogs, obviously, for the most part, you rarely ever get a dog that's fully trained and is 100% perfect all the time, right? Like, every dog requires a little bit of training. So anybody out there who wants to, put in the effort for a beautiful, wonderful little dog like that to get her, behaving well, certainly she's a great option for you. Now, Becca, we had spoke last week privately that you guys have a new fundraiser going on. Obviously, you guys are working with Domino's on this one, which I was really excited about. I took a look and I was like, I definitely have to get in on this. So why don't you two explain to us what's going on?
Yeah, so we have all these little nice coupon booklets for Domino's, and they're $22 each. And we are basically, oh goodness.
Oh, she's just trying to get some hugs and kisses. What a sweetheart. Oh my goodness.
We're all tangled up now.
That's all good. Whenever you get sorted, Becca, you let us know what's going on with Domino's. Oh boy.
Oh goodness.
Just very excited to play. You can't blame them.
Yes. But yeah, sorry. So yeah, the coupon booklets are good until they're sold. They are on sale until September 2022. So they're good for this whole year kind of thing. So you still have time if you want to come get them. And yeah, so they're $22, like I said, cash only. And we get 10% of the proceeds from those coupons.
Yeah, that sounds like a great deal, honestly. I was looking at the coupons because you guys have them listed on your Instagram, and I thought, geez, that's going to cover pizza for game night, you know?
That's right, yeah.
Exactly. So anybody out there, if you're a fan of pizza, honestly, it's a great deal. Even if you don't factor in the fact you get to help the SPCA, if all you're in it for is the pizza, you won't get a better deal than right now. So wonderful, Becca. Is there anything else you want to talk with us about this week before we let you go here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously just bring attention that we are still quite full on our cats. So anybody that could potentially be on our waiting list still, please be patient with us. They keep coming in, and that's obviously a problem that's going to be around for a bit. But, we're full on cats and kittens. So, I mean, if you are looking at, adding to your family, please come check us out at the SPCA.
Well, there you go, everybody. Lots of options. Certainly stop in. Becca, real quick before we go, is there any physical item donations you'd like to bring attention to this week?
Like I was saying, we got lots of cats and kittens. So, I mean, any cat food, kitten food donations, dry and wet, we're definitely in need of. We're sending them all out to our fosters and here as well. So we got tons in foster still. So anything that you can donate, we would be beyond appreciative of that.
There you go. So if anybody sees anything on sale, maybe pick up 2 extra bags. Perfect. Well, that's all the time we have for this week, but I really want to thank you, Becca. I want to thank our furry little friend for stopping by, and we'll speak with you again next week. Thank you so very much.
Yes, for sure. We'll see you next week.
Manage your waste and recyclables with Quick Pick Waste Disposal. 100% locally owned and proud to serve and support the communities we call home. Quick Pick, the convenient solution to avoid pollution.
I'm joined here today with Sean Bertram, a Canadian artist who has announced the release of his own sophomore self-titled album coming out on September 17th. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So you're known as the Canadian John Mayer. How do you think you've gotten that nickname?
I mean, I've always kind of got it where people think I sound like John Mayer, and it makes sense because I got into songwriting because of him. I mean, one of the first albums that made me really think hard about songwriting and guitar playing even was Room for Squares. And I mean, I still listen to it on repeat. So I think it's just kind of seeped into my playing a bit, and people notice that. So I'm happy with it. I think it's pretty cool.
What can your fans expect with this new album coming out soon?
A lot of things. I'm super excited about it because I think it's the most unique expression of like me as a person. Because I've released a bunch of stuff before, but it's all been kind of like, I think just outside of what I've been shooting for. And this is, it's got like a lot of really fun influences in it. It's got like my John Mayer influence, obviously, some Prince in there, some Donovan Woods, some Gordy Sampson, it kind of ranges everywhere from like rock to neo soul to R&B to folk. So it's kind of all encompassing that way.
Is there something you would say is different with this album compared to your previous work?
Yeah, I think it's I think a lot of things. I think I feel like it's a little more sophisticated, and it's a little more me because I had a bigger hand in creating it. Because with this one, I produced most of it myself. I played most of the instruments myself, and I mixed it all myself. So I was able to have like almost complete control over it, which was kind of cool and kind of scary all at the same time.
And what inspired you for this album, would you say?
I don't know, life. Is that a weird thing to say? a lot of things. I mean, a lot of relationships I've had, or relationships I've missed or wanted to have. It's kind of about human interaction and personal experience and personal growth.
And from support you've seen from your fans with your previous work, would you expect to see that same support for this album coming out?
I hope so. Yeah, I know a lot of people are saying they're really excited for it. So I'm just excited for people to hear it, and people to share it, and people to connect with it.
Were there any obstacles or issues that you'd like to say that you struggled through when creating this album, especially through COVID-19?
Oh, I mean, yeah, because I kind of made it more or less by myself in the past year and a half in my room during the pandemic. It was very isolating. And I mean, I think everybody's been going through that, of course, this past year or so. And it was a lot of me. There's a lot of doubt going on throughout it because it was the first time I've mixed a project of this size myself. and did a bunch of engineering and producing that way. There's a lot of times where I didn't know what I was doing, or I was scared of what people would think about it. So it's a lot of ups and downs that way, just thinking about how it would turn out. But it was really exciting and really empowering to kind of overcome that and get it to a point where I was really happy with it and just really excited to share it.
And is there a message you're hoping that your fans get out of this album after they listen to this?
I think just be yourself and don't be afraid to make mistakes. And, life's going to happen and it's going to hit you sometimes, but, just keep getting back up.
Now, for people who may be unaware, where can they all access this new album coming out?
Oh, yeah. So you can pre-order it on iTunes right now. If you go to any of my socials, you'll be able to pre-save it on Spotify. And there are 2 singles off of it that are out right now, Angeline and Santa Barbara Pier. And that's out on everywhere you can download and stream music, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, whatever people listen to these days.
Perfect. Well, once again, thank you so much for joining us today, Sean.
Oh, thanks so much for having me, Shelby.
And now taking a final look at your 7-day forecast here for the border city. Wednesday we'll be seeing warmer temperatures with a high of 25 and a mix of sun and cloud. Thursday we'll be seeing our warmest day yet with a high of 28 and a low of 12 with a lot more sun. So make sure you're going out there, checking out Bud Miller Park and enjoying that nice temperature there. Friday we'll be seeing a high of 18 and a high of 19 on Saturday for the weekend and with a mix of sun and cloud. And Sunday we'll see 18 as well with a lot more cloud coverage. And as we move into next week, we'll be seeing a high of 19 and 20 on Monday and Tuesday. Thank you for joining us on Primetime Local News, and have a great rest of your night.